Hello students, let's read our question. A box has a volume of 63 centimeters. The base of the box is 9 centimeters long and 3.5 centimeters wide. What is the height of the box? I'm going to put this in orange. And this is the height right here. When I'm solving problems, guys, I always read 3 times. Just because we're doing it in a video, we're saving time and we read only once. You can actually pause the video and read 2 more times if needed. And these questions are not that big in paragraphs, but if you have one question that has more paragraphs, take your time. It's always better to take time and show what you really know. Awesome. So we did highlight or underline and box the question. For elaborate, I'm going to be using colors to match the information. And then also I'm going to bring the formula from my reference material. So please hold on. Great. This is how the formulas for volume are going to look like in the reference material. Well, now I'm going to see, okay, which one do I use? I know they want volume or that this question is about volume, but how do I pick the one that is correct? Well, I know this shape has rectangles in the faces. So this looks like a rectangle. Please follow the yellow highlighter, guys. You see here, I also have rectangles. It's all made of rectangles. So that means this shape is a prism and not a pyramid. Right there. Great. So this is the formula that we're going to use for volume. And I'm going to copy the formula. Volume equals capital B H. And then I know that when we have a variable in front of another variable, that means they're multiplying. Now, this B here is the base, which in this case is this one right here. You see it that is shaded, guys? Okay, great. And I'm going to pick a color for that. And I'm going to use the pink. All of this space that looks like a rectangle. And then I'm going to highlight in darker pink. All this rectangle, guys, is called the base. And this capital B here, I'm using the same color so you can see I'm doing the same stuff. This rectangle in here is this rectangle in here. How do I find the area of a rectangle? Yes, we multiply its base by its height. Great. So I'm going to write, well, this will be the same as multiplying the 9 centimeters times the 3.5. Awesome. And I'm going to put this in pink. This is this rectangle here. And now here the height is what I highlighted in orange in this problem. And then I know that's going to be here orange as well. That's going to be the height. But here I'm doing substitution. I'm plugging in numerical values. And can I plug in a numerical value for the height? No, we can't. Really, this is the question. So it's going to remain as a question. What else is given? The volume is given as you have a numerical value for the volume. So I'm going to do substitution. Instead of writing the variable B, I'm going to write 63. And these are cubic centimeters. That means we use the centimeters and we use the exponent 3. That the exponent 3 tells you that is volume. Okay, this is in blue. And just so I can match, the 9 needs to be yellow. That's the 9. And the 3.5 needs to be green. I'm going to highlight on top of this. There. So I know this 63 equals to the product of 9 times 3.5 and then multiply by this other value. Okay, so we're going to do operations on the side. When you're multiplying, always write the factor with more digits on the top. In this case, which one has more digits, the 9 or the 3.5? That 3.5. Awesome. So that one will be on the top. And don't forget, this 3.5 is this 3.5 right here. And then we're going to multiply by this 9, because we're figuring this area, the pink area, guys, on where we have the capital B and then we have this pink rectangle. So then we multiply by this 9. And I'm going to highlight that in yellow so you can see from where I got it. And now I'm going to do my operations. Can you help me to multiply? 9 times 5, 45. 5 and we carry 4. Awesome. 9 times 3, 27. 27 plus 4, 31. Great. Now what we're going to do next, we're going to check the decimals in each factor. So here we have 1, here none, total 1. From right to left, we're going to move one place value. So the area of the base equals 31.5. And I'm going to copy my numbers again. The 63, I'm going to bring it down. And I know these are cubic centimeters. I'm going to put the units on the side. Bring down the equal. Now I'm not going to write 9 times 3.5 because I already know this value, which is 31.5. And this is the rectangle, the pink rectangle. So we can know. Okay, so this is pink rectangle. And times the height, that is actually the question. And that's gonna be in orange, there. And the volume we said is the one that was given in blue. You see, guys? So you see how it gets easier and easier in every step? Awesome. Now remember, what about if I tell you 10 equals 5 times what? And you know this is a 2. Awesome. How do I get to this 2? What do I have to do with 10 and 5? I will have to divide them. 10 divided by 5 equals 2. Great. So we're going to have to do the same thing here. To figure this height, we will have to divide this 63 by this 31.5. In other words, to isolate the age, I do inverse operations. What is the inverse of multiplying by 31.5? It will be dividing by 31.5. And if we divide on the right side, we have to divide on the left side. It will be like this. These two are the same, so they're gonna become a 1. So now we just have the age, and this 31.5 is the pink rectangle, right? It's the area of this pink rectangle, so that's why it's 31.5. So we have to do this division. The symbol right here is the same as long division. We write the long division symbol, we write the 63 inside, and we write the 31.5 outside. This one we got it from here, and the 63 we got it just from here. Okay, so we can never divide when we have decimals in the divisor. So I'm gonna move the place value towards the right, but if I do that on the divisor, I gotta do it in here, but I don't have enough. I don't have a decimal, so then I'm gonna add a 0. So now my division is gonna look like 630 divided by 315. Great. Let's make our numbers friendlier. I'm gonna make this 315 smaller. I'm gonna check with the easiest number that is pretty close to 315. Do you know what number I'm thinking of? The 300. Awesome. What would be 300 twice? 600. Great. So I'm gonna see what happens if I multiply this 315 by 2. I'm gonna do my operation on the side. I never do operations underneath my process, guys, so I won't mess up my process. I'm gonna do the multiplication on the side. So I'm gonna do 315 times 2 and see what happens. So 5 times 2, that's a 10, 0, and I carry 1. 2 times 1 is 2 plus 1, that's 3. And 3 times 2, that's a 6. I love this number. It's a 2, straightforward. So If I multiply, I'm going to put it in orange because I identify my height in orange, by 2, I know it's going to be 630 because we work it out on the side. You see right here? So we subtract 630 minus 630. That will be all zeros. So that means this height right here is the number 2. And I'm working with centimeters. So this is 2 centimeters. And it's reasonable because if this is 3.5, this is 9, this can be 2 centimeters. Awesome. So we found our answer. I'm going to highlight that in yellow. And I'm going to put a cloud around so I can see it. This is 2. And this number goes actually here. And now if this number has no point, what do you think is it? In front or behind? Behind. So this is the point, and the 2 will be in front. Which 18? I always know that measurements in any figure, they will be always positive. Great. So I'm going to highlight my positive. I don't have to bubble in anything else because they are before the 2. And behind the decimal point, I don't have to, or I can say I have 0 tenths and 0 hundredths. And that is our answer. Thank you, guys.